Hey, and welcome to Star Wars 101. In this video, we're going to be talking about George Lucas's sequel trilogy plans from the book Star Wars Archives 1999 through 2005. I had already made a short covering some of the details of these plans, but there's a little bit more context to them that I wanted to cover. So we'll start this video off in the words of George Lucas. I had planned for the first trilogy to be about the father, the second trilogy to be about the son, and the third trilogy to be about the daughter and the grandchildren. Episodes 7, 8, and 9 would take ideas from what happened after the Iraq War. Okay, you fought the war, you killed everybody, now what are you going to do? Rebuilding afterwards is harder than starting a rebellion or fighting the war. When you win the war and you disband the opposing army, what do? The stormtroopers would be like Saddam Hussein's Ba'athist fighters that joined ISIS and kept on fighting. The stormtroopers refuse to give up when the Republic wins. They want to be stormtroopers forever, so they go to a far corner of the galaxy, start their own country, and their own rebellion. There's a power vacuum, so gangsters like the Hutts are taking advantage of the situation, and there is chaos. The key person is Darth Maul, who had been resurrected in the Clone Wars cartoons. He brings all the gangs together. Paul Duncan. Was Darth Maul the main villain? George Lucas. Yeah, but he's very old, and we have two versions of him. One is with a set of cybernetic legs like a spider, and then later on he has metal legs, and he was a little bit bigger, more of a superhero. We did all this in the animated series. He was in a bunch of episodes. Darth Maul trained a girl, Darth Talon, who was in the comic books, as his apprentice. She was the new Darth Vader, and most of the action was with her. So these were the two main villains of the trilogy. Maul eventually becomes the godfather of crime in the universe, because as the Empire falls, he takes over. The movies are about how Leia, who else is going to be the leader, is trying to build the Republic. They still have the apparatus of the Republic, but they have to get it under control from the gangsters. That was the main story. It starts out a few years after Return of the Jedi, and we establish pretty quickly that there's this Underworld. There are these offshoot stormtroopers who started their own planets, and that Luke is trying to restart the Jedi. He puts the word out, so out of 100,000 Jedi, maybe 50 or 100 are left. The Jedi have to grow again from scratch, so Luke has to find 2- and 3-year-olds and train them. It'll be 20 years before you have a new generation of Jedi. By the end of the trilogy, Luke would have rebuilt much of the Jedi, and we would have the renewal of the New Republic with Leia, Senator Organa, becoming the Supreme Chancellor in charge of everything. So she ended up being the chosen one. So that's pretty much all we get from this book. Even though there's only a few details about these sequel trilogy plans, there's a lot to talk about. I'm sure there's quite a few people who would probably like a lot of the ideas stated in this book, but there's also probably a lot of people who wouldn't like some of them. Two very controversial parts of this sequel trilogy idea would most likely be Maul returning again and the title of the Chosen One. As for Maul, this seems like what they were trying to build up to in the Clone Wars though, when he was organizing the Underworld. As for the title of the Chosen One, I don't really like how he would have had it go to Leia. My personal opinion, like many others, is that Anakin fulfilled the prophecy when he killed Palpatine in the end of Return of the Jedi. But let me know what you think about all these different ideas in the comments section. I would love to hear your opinion. Also, make sure to like and subscribe for more Star Wars videos every week. And with all that said, have a great day.